Hi everyone, it's Laura. Welcome back to my channel, The Stammings Hope. Today is going to be the last of my deck collection videos. So this is my indie decks and my miscellaneous decks. So I'm just going to get straight into it. So I'll start with the Somnia Tarot. This is a deck that I wanted for a really long time, but I only actually got recently, and I managed to find a really good copy on eBay. So yeah, I wanted this deck for ages. I kind of kept getting put off because I was like, all of these, like the covered faces, makes me feel really claustrophobic, but then I realised the fact that it makes me feel uncomfortable is why I wanted it. And also I really like how it's a photography deck, and there's also elements of costume design, which is actually my background, so it called to me on that level as well. I think it's really cool. The ones sort of creep me out actually, because they've got all these kind of torches in their mouths. But yeah, it's a deck that I appreciate, that it makes me feel uncomfortable. But I also appreciate the amount of effort that went into creating this deck. I've actually just recently found a copy of the like extended guidebook on eBay as well. I managed to get a good deal on that because it was too expensive for me to get it directly from the creator, from his Etsy shop, because of the shipping. The shipping was more than the book, but I really wanted it. But yeah, I found a copy of it now, so I've got that too. But I haven't worked with this too much. I didn't get it too long ago. I think I got it at the end of 2024, the end of the year. And I worked with it for quite a lot of January. But that's it. I think I'm gonna get it out again really soon because I really want to work with it. I've missed working with it. But yeah, I'm really happy I have this one. And these are the backs. Okay, next is the Outgrow Yourself Oracle and Tarot. This box is a bit beaten up, as you can see. I've actually used this quite a lot. This usually lives on my bedside table. And this is a really personal deck to me. I identify with the character in these cards. I love the phrases on it. It always gives me really honest answers. Sorry if my camera keeps shaking, by the way. I'm trying a different setup. I'm filming somewhere else in my house because I think it's going to be better, but I'm waiting for a new camera arm thing to come that's not a shaky one. But it hasn't arrived yet, so I'm just trying to do the best I can today because I wanted to get this filmed. So yeah, this deck, I love this deck. It's really personal to me. I use it mainly as an oracle. I sometimes use the keywords at the bottom. I think that it's more Thoth based and I don't work with the Thoth. I edged it in yellow myself. But yeah, I tend to use it as an oracle, or I tend to use it intuitively, really, just using the phrases. The next one, actually, I'm going to get two out because I want to see how they look together. When I was getting ready for this, I wanted to pair these together and see what they look like. So I've got Moon Power Tarot. This is by Charlie Quintero, or Six Sad Girls. These are the backs. It's very shiny, I'm hoping it won't. I hope it won't look strange on the camera. I really like the colours in this deck. I really feel like this is a deck that teenage me would have absolutely loved. And I mean, I still do, but yeah. I don't use this one as much, but when I use it, I really like it. So it's not going to be going anywhere, I don't think, at the moment. And this is Magic Morsels. By Lady Moon Co. These are the backs. I got this deck for a very specific reason. So it has sentimental value to me. And as I was getting these decks out, I was like, oh, actually, I might see how they pair together, because they're very similar colours. There's a lot of purple and obviously the black backgrounds. And yeah, I actually like this. Let me just make this the same height. I think I'm going to use these together. I don't know if I ever have. So yeah, so this might end up being a good pairing. This is my favourite Hermit card. I love this Hermit card. Next up is the Reclaim Oracle. Actually, this probably would have paired really well with the last two as well. I'm not sure what edition I've got. The 3rd edition. I don't know if you can still get this at the moment. I don't think you can get this version, but I think there's a newer version out at the moment. I'm not 100% sure. But this deck is basically just emotions. The keywords are all emotions. And this deck does really pack a punch as well. Especially when I use it. I don't use it as much as I thought I was going to be honest, when I got it. I need to work out how to use this more regularly in my practice, because I've got no intention of getting rid of it. I wanted it for such a long time when it was out of print, which must have been when the 2nd edition went out of print. And then I managed to find a version when it got reprinted at an indie seller here in the UK. I can't remember where I got it from now. I think it was the Boutique. That's where most of my indie decks come from, if I've got them from if I've gotten them not directly from the creator. I've got there's a few others as well, like Little Red Tarot and Tarot by Peachy. I've had decks from them before, indie decks from them before as well. Oneness Emporium is another good one. They don't have as many indie decks, they're more mass market, but I think she's actually branching out and getting more indie decks in. I know she has all the Ethony decks. But for you, it's really difficult to get indie decks in the UK. So I do really appreciate all of those businesses I've just mentioned, because they have they get indie decks in, and then it makes it easier for me to have indie decks because I don't have to pay as much for the shipping. So yeah, so this deck packs a punch. I tend to get really difficult cards whenever I work with it, which I think is also another reason why I don't work with it as much. But there are some, it is a well-balanced deck. But yeah, it really does, it'll help you work through things, even if you don't necessarily want to. And I really like the simple colour palette, just the black and pink. It's edged, it comes edged black. It's like a matte black. and the creator is Little Darkness. Okay, next, Coastal Curiosities. I wanted this deck for such a long time, and again, in the end I bit the bullet for the postage. I really like all of Lennox's decks. So it's helloivylee.com is where you can get these from. So they also created the Peculiar Pathways Tarot, and there's a new one, is it Folkloric Forest Tarot, I think. I really like the collage style, but this is the only deck, and I got the pocket version because this was the only one that was available at the time. I haven't got either of the tarots because I'm not sure if I would work with them as much, because they don't really have most of my tarots have people in. Now I am starting to be able to read with decks that don't, so maybe in the future I will get another one of their decks, but for now I'm happy with this one. I love how we've got some of the kind of black and white imagery and then colours. This also has suits, this deck, so all of the shapes in the background. You've got circles, the droplets, the flowers, diamonds. They're all suits. You get a PDF guidebook with it when you buy it. I love all the patterns in the background. There's another version of this now as well, which is less colour. It's kind of more neutral tones, but I like this version. The cardstock's really nice. It's linen. Yeah. And a lot of these cards, even though I know it's not based on the UK coast, a lot of the images still feel relevant to me, and I love it. We've got a sunflower. Oh, these were the backs. Okay, Cash and Thorn by Stephanie Burrows and Adam Owners. Which is Three Trees Tarot. Again, I've got the mini version or the pocket version, and I did buy this directly from the creator. I really love Adam Owners' artwork, and this is I knew I wanted a deck with his artwork. I almost bought Soul Caps once. He did the artwork on that as well. But I just really like all the Three Trees Tarot decks. I really want the Thistledown Oracle as well, which I haven't got. Actually, I want the Heartwood Tarot too. But I've only got this one. And I do really like this deck. This Hermit. All the animals in it are all animals that I can see, you know, around the area that I live. So that really resonates for me. This was the first animal deck actually that really clicked. I think it helps that it's like a Rider-Waite-Smith, very based in Rider-Waite-Smith. So the imagery is recognisable. Like this looks like the Eight of Cups in the Rider-Waite-Smith. I love all the hearts on the hares, all the rabbits, the squirrels. Now this feels like a very autumnal deck. I tend to use it in the autumn and the winter, but I wouldn't only use it. Oh, look at that moon card, so cute. I wouldn't only use it in those seasons, but that's when I tend to. let's go with these two next. I've shown these two recently on my channel. I've done walkthroughs with both of them and deck pairings videos with both of them. So I won't spend too long on them because you can just watch those videos. I'll link them below if I remember. Big fan of these decks. They are fairly new in my collection still. I love the imagery. I love the keywords. I'm working with the plant one at the moment for spring. I think I'm then going to use a seashell more in the summer. So that's the seashell. I'm sorry, no, that's the flower oracle. So that's the flower oracle. These are the backs. And then the seashell. Again, similar artwork. They would all be very cohesive together. Same thing with the name of the shell and then the keywords. But absolutely loving these. I haven't got the mushroom deck that I really want as well. I'll probably get that at some point. Oh, and these are both by Broccoli Magazine, I should have said. I think the production value on these are really good as well. Yeah, Broccoli Mag. Okay, I've got the Queen Alice Tarot by Dame Darcy. These are the backs. I did a bit of a deep dive with these recently. I love Alice in Wonderland. Well, ever since I was a really, really small child. So I really love the story. I really like the illustration style of these as well. Feels very nostalgic, very kind of childlike wonder is how I always think of Alice in Wonderland. And yeah, I love anything Alice. I have got another Alice in Wonderland deck as well, which you would have seen in the mass market videos. I've got the one that comes in a tin. I have considered all the Alice decks that are available, but I've just got this one and that one at the moment. Let's not end on the Ten of Swords. Oh, and I don't have the first edition. This is I don't know which edition this is, but it's not the first edition. It was Redux, so I think the backs are different to the original. I'm not sure if the box was different as well. I know the backs were definitely different. How does it say on the box anyway? I don't think it does. The copyright on this is 2023, so whichever version that is. Hang on. Let me see if it says in the book. I don't really like this booklet, to be honest. Because it's very confusing to try and find things. Because you've got upright and reversals, but it's not like on the same page. So this isn't the reversal for strength. You have to turn the book over to get the reverse meanings, and it's just confusing. I haven't even really used this, to be honest. It doesn't say in here anyway, but I can't remember which version it is. And I got this, I think I got this from the boutique as well, actually, because again, it was too expensive to get it directly from the creator with the postage. Other people in the UK will understand. It's really difficult to get indie decks unless one of the very few indie sellers in the UK has a deck. I'm going to do a set now. Well, they're not a set. So I've got the glare from a ring light. But these are all by the same creator. These are all Tarot Collectibles decks. So I'll start with the Christmas one. I did have a second Christmas deck. They've got quite a few Christmas ones. This is the Winterweight Redux. I actually backed this on Indiegogo when it was first out. In fact, it's the only thing I've actually ever backed on Indiegogo or Kickstarter. I always find it really difficult to know how much it's going to cost in the end, like again with postage, especially if the creator's in the US. So I tend to not use them, get things from Kickstarter. But this one is a UK creator. They're in Northern Ireland, I believe. So I knew it would be okay. So this is basically the Rider-Waite-Smith redrawn so that it's Christmas. And this one's got very pastel colours. The other version I had was a bit, I think it was the Santa's Little Helpers was the other one I had, and I sold that last year. Because I was like, I don't need 3 Christmas decks. I had 2 by Tarot Collectibles. Love the Sinistors. And then I had another one. I've got the Yuletide Tarot as well, which is in my mass market collection video. I was like, I really don't need 3 Christmas decks, so I sold one of these and kept this one. In fact, I hadn't even used the other one. Yeah. But all of Tarot Collectibles decks, they are basically just redrawn versions of the Rider-Waite-Smith, so they would be considered clones, I think. Usually get a couple of extra cards as well. I think in this one, I can't actually remember, but I think there might be 2 death cards. I think there's one that says death and one that says Jack Frost. I think I've kept the Jack Frost one in here. And the bag came with it. Same with this, the bag came with this one. Now this one I've got them all directly from the creator. So the last one I backed on Indiegogo. This one I got from his eBay account. Oh, these are the backs. This one is the Blacklight Tarot, I think. It didn't have a box, it just has the bag. But yeah, Blacklight Tarot, and this is all UV, and it does actually shine under black light, which I haven't tested because I don't have a black light. But yeah. But yeah, occasionally on the creator's eBay account, he will sell some of these as he has seconds decks on there, and I can't remember if this one was the seconds. I think this was actually, because it said that there'd been something on the back that was marked on the back of all the cards, but I can't see anything wrong with it myself. I think it must have been a very minor flaw. But yeah, sometimes he sells them as seconds, so then they're like £25, I think this was, whereas they're like much more expensive from their website. And he also sells samples. So samples they've had in as they've been getting them printed or whatever. So I always keep an eye on his eBay. But these are such bright colours. This one I use the least, in fairness. I have to be in a very particular mood to use this one. But again, it's got these black backgrounds, and I'm thinking it will go with Moon Power and Magic Morsels and Reclaim. I'm going to try a mixture of these all together. I think what it is as well, if certain decks don't feel like they fit into a particular season for me, I then don't know when to use them, because I always want to work very seasonally. And if there's not an obvious season, I think that's how some of them get a bit left behind. And then the Springweight Sparkles edition. These are the backs. I have used this so far in spring. I'm hoping this is gonna, let's try and not get the ring light in it. But they've got all of this like glitter effect on them, which just makes it feel very special. Yeah, I've been using this for the last couple of months because of the spring vibes. And it was a welcome burst of colour when I got this deck out as well. And again, it's just redrawn Rider-Waite Smith. Which I really like. I'm hoping that you can't hear my neighbours that are talking outside. Sorry if you can. I love this devil card. The card, my favourite card in here that made me want it is the Knight of, all the daffodils. The Knight of, here, the Cups. I love this card. So they were all tarot collectibles. I've got a few more indies actually. Right, the Millennial Tarot, this is the indie version. I've trimmed this, I've modded it. This is the original size. And you can see it's that much smaller. I cut all the borders off because the borders were all different colours, and the decks and the cards are so big that I wasn't using it. And I have used it more since I've trimmed it, and it's made it a bit more manageable. I can get my hands around it now. I still can't really riffle shuffle it. It's still too thick. But yeah, this deck is just fun. I'm not a massive fan of the artwork. I know that this artwork is AI, and it was maybe one of the earlier ones as well. When this came out, there wasn't so much of a discussion around it, and I don't really want to get into that either myself. As a general rule, I don't like tarot decks that use it. Anyway, I'm not getting into it. I'm a millennial. I appreciate all of the phrases like we just had the dumpster fire, which is the tower. Like, that's funny. The patriarchy is the emperor. The devil. I think it's fun for what it is. The associations do help me use, like, with the meanings. Grown ass man. Yeah, I think it's just fun. And I don't use it that much. Can't even. But when I use it, it does make me chuckle. The millennial part of me. And you can get this mass market now, which is smaller cards, I believe, too. So I really didn't realise how wobbly this was going to be. But I really don't want to have to record this again, so sorry. Okay. The Pulp Tarot. Now, I'm pretty sure this is indie. I bought it from one of the indie sellers that I talked about earlier. I think it was the boutique again. I think it's like self-published, question mark. I mean, you can get it off Amazon now, but you couldn't at the time. And I think it's still indie. It's the Unemployed Philosophers Guild, but I feel like that is just the creator. But yeah, I don't think it's mass market. But anyway, so I'll put it in this video. If anyone knows, let me know. I love how this looks like a book. I have edged mine, it doesn't come edged in red. This is another one I really like. I like the vintage style. It's actually a really good reader. And the little white book that comes with it has actually got some really interesting insights in it too, I feel. Yeah, I like the vintage feel. I like how they all look like book covers. It's another one that, because I really do love it, it's another one I don't use as much, but I think it is the seasonal thing. It doesn't fit into a specific season. So I always feel like I don't know when to use it. Now I've realised that I need to just get some of those decks out randomly whenever and try not to think, oh, it has to be seasonal. I can still have my seasonal decks as well. But I don't want to not use it. But anyway, I love this one. He's also now got the Horror Tarot and the Sci-Fi one. But this is the only one I'm happy I have this one. I have bought the Horror Tarot twice for two of my friends. But I don't really want it myself. I like horror, but I don't feel like I need two decks that are similar, especially, again, because like I say, I don't use it as much because I don't know when to use it. But I really like the Horror Tarot. I like how it's got kind of the meanings hidden in the card design somewhere, which I think is really clever. And this one doesn't have that. But yeah, I do really like this one. I just don't know when to use it. Right, this is Tarot of the Huntress. I've made a little bag for it. I use this alpine stitch. I don't know if you can see it. It's supposed to look like pine trees, which goes with the deck, which I'll show you. Because it has pine trees all over it. This is the second edition. I got this directly from Cara Small's Etsy, which is, I always forget the name, is it Chthonic Forest? I think. I'll link it below, or I think I might have it already linked in the video I did about this deck. So I have got a whole video, first impressions and deck pairings video for this. Oh, that's the extra card. So this is based on the archetype of the Huntress or Artemis, but not specifically Artemis. It's on like a linen cardstock. It's all public domain artwork from the Renaissance and Victorian period. Really love it. It's still fairly new. Well, it's really new. I'm still getting to know it. But yeah, I love it. I mean, I love this strength card. I knew I really, really wanted it. It did end up being quite expensive because I paid for the shipping directly from the creator. But Artemis is a goddess or an archetype that I work with, and is really, really special to me at the moment. So I knew I needed to get this, and I would miss it if it went out of print. Oh, I didn't put this back in. I knew I'd miss it when it goes out of print. And she had a sale, or it had some sort of offer on it, and I was like, right, okay, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. And there's also the Tarot of Persephone's Garden, which I've already missed both versions of that. I was like, I don't want to miss the Artemis one. Right, 2 more. So I have the Creatures Oracle by Sarah Kathleen. I got this directly from her website. This was a seconds deck. It comes with this little booklet, which just has a little write-up for each of the cards. I really like the keywords in this. It's quite a big deck. But again, it's not one I use very much because I never know when to use it seasonally, or also what to pair with it. I have problems pairing this one because I haven't got anything that matches aesthetically as a tarot. She has got some tarots as well, which I can't remember. Well, there's the Creatures Tarot. I think they're out of print anyway, but I think she might have a tarot at the moment that's not out, that is still available, but I can't remember. I really like the keywords, and I really like this little monstery character, but I just never know what to pair with it. I'm wondering, I have actually recently got in the Desert Illuminations Tarot mass market. I'm wondering whether to try pairing it with that and see if that works. I'm just thinking from the colour point of view, because there's quite a lot of brighter colours in here as well as the dark. Love this Ancestors card. I don't know what to pair with it. Has anyone got this? What do you pair with it? Please let me know. Either that, or I need to try and work out how to use it on its own, or I need to rehome it. But I love this growth card as well. I don't want to rehome it because I do really like it. I love I think the keywords are so good. I just don't know how to use it, where it fits into my practice. Yeah, this was the second deck. I think there was an issue with the printing. Like, it has got a weird texture. I think there was an issue with the actual, like, the ink and the printing. Okay, and then this one is the Codependent Perfectionists Oracle cards. And these are the creators. This one okay, so on the back it says they're here to provide you with insight, guidance and support along your therapeutic journey. Now, I actually got this deck when I was going through a series of therapy, and I really like it, but I haven't used this for a while. I'm going to start using it how I used to use it. So how I used to use it was, I would either specifically pull a card, so let's say confidence. If this is something that I wanted to work on, I would then use this as like a placeholder and then pull tarot around it. about confidence. They're kind of like shadow, in a shadow work kind of style. It's got the write up on the back. It has a kind of therapeutic slant to it. The creator is, I believe, yeah, she is a licensed mental health counsellor. So it is an informed deck. And I really like it. And you can also just use it as an oracle card. If you just use this side, you could just use the keywords and the pretty artwork. So yeah, I used to, that's how I used to mainly use it. I used to pick a specific card I wanted to work on, or shuffle it and pick one that way. But I used to use that as the base of some sort of like shadow work that I was going to be working on, or that I was working on in therapy. But it's really pretty. And I can't remember where I got this from. I may have got it from one of the indie sellers, or I may have got it from her directly. I can't remember now. I got this quite a while ago, a few years ago. But yeah, it's got some really good, like, judgment, communication, presence, ego. This is a cool card. And yeah, I do really like that the write-ups are really informed and really helpful. And perfectionism is definitely something that I struggle with. So a lot of this, it is aimed at, you know, if you are, well, either codependent or perfectionist, but it's the perfectionist side of it that I need to work on. So that was all my indie decks. Now I've got a few that are miscellaneous. I'm going to try and go a bit quicker as well. In fact, I'll start with this because it's along a similar vein as the last one. I haven't used this one much. But I am going to be using this in the same way. So same thing. It doesn't have keywords on it this time. The keywords are on the other side. But it's got images on this side, and then it has something to work on the other side, anxiety, and then talks about anxiety. There's different suits in here, so you've got experiences, whilst we've got feelings, childhood, what else? Oh, there's some, what's the red one? Relationships. I think that might be all of the colours. Yeah. So yes, there's different things to see on this side. It's like death and bereavement, self-disgust, triggers, grief, colleagues, resilience, and again, then there's a picture on one side. It's like conflict. Yeah, I just got this in a similar, to use in a similar way as the last one I showed you. Okay, I have a runes deck. I do actually have a set of runes as well, they're resin ones, but this is a deck because I thought this would help me understand the runes, because it's runes for modern life. This would help me understand the meanings a bit more. And it has the guidebooks, actually quite helpful. Yes, it's got a card for all of the runes. You can see there's the rune in the corner. And then in the book, just quickly, it tells you how to pronounce it, which is also really helpful. It gives you the meaning, and then it tells you a little bit about the card. And yeah, so I've been just kind of using this as a study deck really, but also occasionally I'll pull a card to wrap up a reading, and it's worked quite well for that too. Okay, this one, I used this a lot on my Instagram for a while in like cards, like pick a pile kind of reels that I used to do, which I haven't really been doing much anymore, so I don't know if I really need to keep this deck now. But it was really fun when I was using it. So it's got like a phrase or a quote on one side. There's a lot of swearing in this as well, sorry if you don't like that. And then on the other side it then tells you, it's like, stop looking for happiness in the same place you lost it. And then it gives you a bit more on this side. You can pause it if you want to read that. So these were just fun. I don't really use them much now. It comes with a little stand though, which is cute. It's only a cardboard one, but I've got this. One of my friends bought me, Everyday Spells. So you've got a keyword on one side. So you've got a word on one side, and then it either gives you some information or a little spell on the other side. And I can't remember if there's suits for this or not. It's just different. So like self-care. I think the pictures on this side are all the same. This is just a fun little witchy deck. Yeah, the pictures are all the same, they just have the keyword on there. You just get one little card. So this is by Peter Pauper Press. Just get that little card with it. Okay, I have two Lenormand decks. Start with this one. This one is not a full, I haven't got all the cards in here because they're in my envelopes for like every month. But this one has been put together using Pamela Coleman-Smith's artwork. So some of it you'll recognise from the Rider-Waite-Smith. There's like elements, like this looks like the roses there at the top of the Magician card. I think it tells you in the guidebook, I don't know where the book must still be downstairs. I'm pretty sure it tells you where the artwork has been taken from. And most of it is from the Rider-Waite-Smith, but there are some from some of her other artwork. But it's all Pamela Coleman-Smith's artwork, which is why it's called Pixies, Astounding, Lenormand. I don't use Lenormand that much, to be honest. This is the first one I got because I just wanted something so I could learn it, and this book is really good for that. It's a bit awkward getting the cards out, so I'll just show you some quickly. But I mainly got it for the book. That's why I chose this deck as my learning Lenormand deck, because it was just like a set. You know, you've got the cards and you've got the book, which is really, really detailed. Yeah, I don't use Lenormand that much, but I do quite like it every now and then. But this book is really good. So it's got quick reference pages, which is what I use more than anything else now. But then it's also got, it has got a lot of information in here. That's the contents page. And there's just, it's full of information. And then when you get to the cards, so it tells you the planet is associated with the zodiac, the feeling, it's got the pacing of the card, it's got all the key themes, it gives you an overview, and then tells you how you could read it. And then this bit is really interesting, so it tells you how it kind of works with other cards sometimes. So it tells you the sister cards, so the cards that are kind of related. It tells you a bit about certain combinations. So if you get the Rider in the Garden, it means a party, invitation, or a public announcement. If you get the Rider in the Ring, news of a proposal or a contract. And then there's positive and negative for those. So like the Rider in the Clouds might mean confusing news. And that was really helpful. And then it also has questions, like journal prompt kind of questions. But this book really is a wealth of information if you're learning Lenormand. And then at the back it tells you about all the different kinds of how you can read them, how you can start pairing them together, or start grouping them together. It then has the 9-card tableau, and then it goes all the way up and it tells you like how you could read it, like which cards mean certain things and how to read them, like across or read them down, or reading the cross in the middle, reading the corners. It's really, really helpful. And then it also goes into the grand tableau as well. So it tells you, shows you how to lay it out. But yeah, and then tells you how to break down the grand tableau and how to read it. And it's really broken down really simply, and it's not too overwhelming. And I just found it really, really helpful. So I haven't used it too much, but I did do quite a big study with it when I first got it, and I haven't really used Lenormand a lot since then. But I will definitely get into this again at some point. But that's the only kind of Lenormand that I feel like I need. And then I've got a couple of other decks which are just I mean, this is Miscellaneous. They're not Tarot or Oracle. This is my set of just normal playing cards if I want to use them for divination or for, you know, cartomancy. This is the set I use. I've got other playing cards as well that I just use as playing cards. This one is specifically the one I use if I'm going to read the cards. It's just purple and pink, as you can see. But it's just a standard like bicycle set of playing cards. And they've got unicorns on the back. So this is the one I use for cartomancy if... Again, I was trying to learn... I have started doing a bit of a study on cartomancy, but I haven't done too much. I was trying to do too much at once. When I was first learning tarot, I was then trying to learn Lenormand and cartomancy at the same time. I'm like, just too much. So at some point, I'll do more of a deep dive of that again. Now this is also just a set of cards which I got from, I can't remember which museum, but in Paris. It's just playing cards, but it's all Impressionist art. And I use this, well, I haven't for a while, but I do use it just as an intuitive card reading. So I don't even pay attention to the associations for the cards usually, like from a cartomancy point of view. I tend to ignore those and literally just look at the pictures and use it as an intuitive deck, intuitive reader. Again, I haven't actually done that for a while, but I do use, that's what I use it for, so I thought it fits into this video. So yeah, so it's just playing cards, but So yeah, so that is the end of my deck collection videos. So what was that, 4? So there's 4 parts now. I am really, really sorry about this, the camera setup here. I have got a different arm coming. This one is no good anymore for where I film now. But yeah, I mean, I might end up refilming all of this, but I really can't be bothered, to be honest. So I hope it isn't too motion sickness inducing. But yeah, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of my deck collection, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.